What's up guys, RGT85 here, and today on the channel we have something a little bit different. We have an unboxing, which I don't really do many unboxings, but this is something pretty cool. So if you're an older person like me, you might remember a game called Night Trap that released on the Sega CD that pretty much got a lot of people upset. It actually was one of the big catalysts for the ESRB ratings board. That and Mortal Kombat actually went to Congress, and it was this huge thing, and you might remember that Howard Lincoln, the president of Nintendo of America at the time, said something along these lines.
In the past year, some very violent and offensive games have reached the market. And of course, I'm speaking about Night Trap. And let me say that for the record, I want to state that Night Trap will never appear on a Nintendo system.
So saying that you'll never see Night Trap on a Nintendo platform was a pretty powerful statement. And for many years we did not see Night Trap, but then Night Trap ended up coming to the Nintendo Switch. Well, Limited Run Games ended up doing a special Night Trap physical release for the game. And as someone who likes to collect things like this, I thought this was really cool. They of course did a standard version that is available, and then they did a limited edition version, and I picked up the limited edition version. It just came in today, so I'm very excited to open this up and check out all of the goodies inside of it. Now admittedly, I'm not even a big Night Trap fan. I own it on the Sega CD, I own it on the PS4, but I don't even really like the game. I just thought this was just so cool. You know, the significance of this and all the cool goodies that came inside, I definitely had to have it. So today on the channel, we're going to open this up, we're going to check out what's inside, because honestly, I don't remember. I ordered this a couple months ago, and see how cool it is. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you enter to win the $100 eShop gift card giveaway that I'm currently doing right now, and let's open this bad boy up and check out Night Trap on the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! Alright, so here is the limited edition Night Trap for the Nintendo Switch. You can see that it comes with a little trading card here. Now this card is significant of a big deal that was, at the time for the game. A lot of people were like, oh my God, this woman gets, kidnapped in a shower and stuff like that. And this was really one of the catalysts for the whole outrage for the game. Obviously very tame by today's standards when it comes to video games, but this was a very, very big deal at the time. So you could see a little cool trading card here done by Limited Run. And then here is the packaging for the game. Let's open it up carefully. It appears there is some adhesive glue here. Ooh, scantily clad women. Oh man, that's scary. That is scary stuff. And of course you have the people that you allegedly play as in the game, the SCAT team, which, yeah, that's really appropriately named. And let's open this up. Lots of goodies in here. Lots of goodies. So, first and foremost, we have the Night Trap game. Limited Run, physical edition. Very cool stuff here. We have a steelbook for the game. That's actually pretty cool. I really like the stuff on the inside. And then you have Night Trap, and then the woman, and then the scat guy trying to get her. This is awesome. So this is a VHS of, I believe, all of the cutscenes. Yeah, so this is a VHS of Night Trap, all 48 minutes of it, which is actually sort of a big deal, because when you play this game, like, you don't really get to experience all of the cutscenes because you're constantly switching your camera and you're constantly looking at different things, so you don't actually get to see most of the cutscenes. So to have this on a VHS is really, really cool, honestly. Obviously, this is something that's going to be very, very limited edition. I could see this fetching a lot of money, in the future, but very, very cool. This is awesome too. So we have the Sega CD style casing for the game. Beautiful artwork on the back as well. Really, really well done, honestly. I'm very impressed with just how nice this looks. And then comes even with a bit of an instruction manual. Really, really high quality stuff here. I might actually put because I have a dummy case, I believe, for my Sega CD version of Night Trap. I don't know if it's the official case, so I might actually put my CD in there. And then we have a poster. And it's just the standard box art that we saw in the game. So yeah, I believe this was $79.99. You know, it was kind of expensive, but just the significance of everything, you know, just how impactful this game was, and you know how big of a deal it was, and all the controversy it caused. It was so cool at the time. Like, so now we're gonna actually check out the actual game, the Switch version of the game. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this game, so it probably won't be very long, but I just want to see, you know, the improved video quality and all that, see how it runs on the Switch. So we're gonna check that out, and then we will wrap up this video. Now, as far as the actual game is concerned, well, it's still Night Trap. But if you're not familiar with Night Trap, I will catch you up to speed. So basically, the story of the game is some girls go over to a sleepover at one of their friends' house, and it's this big ass house, and basically the girls end up going missing. And when the police try to get involved, the owners of the house are kind of hesitant to let them in. So basically, a special unit called SCAT, yes, SCAT, kind of inappropriately named, basically tries to infiltrate this house, and they put in one of their people that goes in undercover, that goes to stay over at the house as well, and they quickly realize that something is completely amiss at this house. Something is definitely off, something is definitely weird. This house has lots of traps, a surveillance system, and they're trying to figure out sort of what is going on. So you're basically charged with trying to capture these things called augurs, who are these guys that sort of just limber around the house in a really strange manner, but they are vampiric in nature, and they're currently seeking blood. So there's another sleepover going on at this house when you basically are put into the situation that you have to solve the mystery and of course capture these augurs. So basically the whole gameplay of the game is you're basically cycling through different cameras trying to have events trigger at certain times, and it's a constantly ongoing thing. So it could be very difficult to capture all of these augurs. Because of that, there are definitely a bunch of different endings to the game. I don't think I've ever gotten the good ending, the best ending, by capturing all the augurs, because you pretty much have to have an FAQ like right next to you in order to know what is going on, because sometimes you might end up just watching what's happening in the house organically, and then some augurs come along and they capture one of the girls and kidnap them, and then you're basically screwed. So you're constantly having to siphon through these different cameras and, you know, cycle through them and stuff. So the gameplay itself is definitely very dated. I don't think it was really a great game when it first came out, but it was more of the significance of the game. The fact that you had these people basically killing teenage girls and stuff like that in a home console game, it was unlike anything that was really seen at the time. And the fact that it was all done in full motion video really sent ripples through the gaming community. Of course, we talked about the significance of the game basically having a huge impact in creating the ratings board along with Mortal Kombat as well. So the game itself isn't honestly all that great. I've never really been a fan of it, but come to think of it, maybe I am sort of a closet fan of it. Like I said, I do have it on the Sega CD, I do have it on the PS4. I actually picked up the Night Trap documentary that My Life in Gaming did as well. So it was a really interesting game though. It was a game that when you were a kid, you always wanted to play because of the full motion video. Now they have cleaned up the full motion video for this version of the game. It's the same as the PS4 and the Xbox One version that released. It's the same as the digital version that released on the Nintendo Switch eShop as well. So it definitely looks very good. I like the screen that they used in this game. I like how they, you know, incorporated some different elements as far as the surveillance system is concerned. It definitely looks a lot cleaner. The audio has also been cleaned up as well. And there's lots of cheesy stuff here. If you're a fan of like 90s horror films, you know, early 90s, late 80s horror films, you know, slasher films like Friday the 13th and stuff like that, there's definitely a lot of nods to that. There's definitely sort of, you know, it has that same sort of campy feel to it. And that's what sort of makes Night Trap special. I think that's what manages for Night Trap to sort of stick out from the other FMV games at the time, because FMV really started to sort of become a thing during that time. But Night Trap was sort of one of the pioneers. It was one of the first adult themed games where it was really really targeted more so towards adults than kids, and it was a big shift in the video gaming culture. So while Night Trap, the game itself, is definitely dated, while I don't think it was a great game when it initially released, I think the significance that it had in gaming, it really just spoke, volumes about it. That gaming just wasn't for kids, it was also for adults too. Anyone could enjoy gaming, and you obviously see that definitely a lot more so in modern gaming, as well as there's definitely games catered towards adults and games catered towards kids. So all in all, I'm very pleased with my Night Trap purchase. I'm definitely not the biggest fan of the game itself, but I'm definitely a fan of the history that it created. I'm definitely a fan of what it did for video gaming in general, and I think this collection package is absolutely gorgeous. I love everything that came with it. It's something really cool, and I think it's something really unique and special. And remember what Howard Lincoln said.
In the past year, some very violent and offensive games have reached the market. And of course, I'm speaking about Night Trap. And let me say that for the record, I want to state that Night Trap will never appear on a Nintendo system.
Oh, Howard, don't you feel silly now? But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys basically the limited edition of Night Trap. I picked it up. I wanted to show it to you guys because I think it's pretty cool. So let me know in the comments section down below how you feel about Night Trap. If you actually like the game, or if you're more just interested in the significance that it had for video gaming and video gaming history, past and of course present. And thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to enter that $100 eShop gift card giveaway that I'm also doing. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.